What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. It is that time of year again where every single, YouTube movie reviewers put out top 10 list, top 20, top 15, whatever. And here is my top 10 worst movie of 2019. Now, I apologize if I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but I know a lot of you guys here are new to my channel. So, well, first of all, welcome, and second of all, these videos are, my opinions. My opinions alone is going to be completely different from you guys, and that's okay. We're here to share our opinions. We're here to share how we feel about movies, and, nobody's going to feel the same about certain movies, and that's okay. Like we're different. We think differently, and we take in information differently, and that's the beauty of it, And one quick thing too, like before we, get on with the list, I'm not doing this full time, so I'm not gonna go out and spend money on movies that I kind of know is gonna be bad, you know what I mean? So some of the years, truly, horrible, truly worst movie of this year I haven't seen. Like I haven't seen Cats, all right. I haven't seen The Fanatic. I'm trying to save money. I'm trying to go see movies that looks interesting, that capture my imagination and whatnot to the best of my abilities, at least. So, but I've seen some bad stuff, and I got 10 of them right here. So let's get on with number 10, and let's talk about Aladdin. Disney, one of Disney many live action remakes. It's so bland. Like it's again like it got things to enjoy, like some of the visual and some of the updates that they did to the characters. I thought was okay, but overall it felt very safe and very boring. And Guy Ritchie, I like this man a lot. I think he's a very talented filmmaker, but here it felt so constrained. Like it does not feel like a Guy Ritchie movie. And when he was announced as the director of the movie, I was like, okay, this is cool. They have a director with a really strong vision, really strong style, a very unique style. And I thought he was going to bring that, Guy Ritchie-ness to the Disney world, but not really. I mean, in a couple of shots, maybe. And at number 9, we have yet another Disney live-action remake in Dumbo. A movie I did not see in theater. I saw it a few months later when it came out on digital, and it's again so boring. And once again, a really talented director in Tim Burton, who directs some of my favorite movies of all time, right? But here, once again, like Disney is playing it so safe. Like they are not allowing these crazy imaginative filmmakers to be themselves. That's what I felt like, at least. And the movie is bland. Like baby Dumbo, like the Dumbo creature, the elephant is really, really cute, but that's kind of it. Like that's what you go to the movie to see. And then the human characters, they're so boring, and I don't know why they're in the movie, and I don't know why they didn't just focus on the animals, like in the animated movie. Tim Burton, he's still one of my favorite directors of all time, but lately he's showing some really let's just call them questionable choices in movies and whatnot. So it's very disappointing movie. At number 8, we have a yet another movie about an animal. Oh, it's gotta be a lot of movies about animals. I'm telling you, man. But 47 Meters Down Uncaged. Wow. Listen, it is one thing to make a bad movie, but it is an entirely different ball game to just throw logic and scientific facts out of the window. And that's exactly what this movie did. Like, I mean, like what kind of movie where characters can talk underwater, they can hear each other underwater, and they can man, it's so at some point, at one point a little fish literally scream at one of the characters' face, and it's hilarious, And the movie, gets some cool shark moments, some intense moments here and there, but you kind of expect that from shark movies. I mean, the moment you set the movie in that setting, it's kind of scary already. These low budget shark movies, they got the potential to be guilty pleasure, bad movies that you can watch and have a good time and can have some good laughs with your friends. But this movie is not really a guilty pleasure. Like, after finishing the movie, I didn't feel any pleasure. It was all guilt. At number 7, a movie that not many people actually watch, and for good fucking reason, Batman Hush. Yet another adaptation from DC to the animated universe that they are building. I don't know why they're doing it, but they're doing it, and it sucks. The movie is not a very faithful adaptation of the novel. Some would even argue that it kind of felt disrespectful to the original material. The twist makes no sense. The animation is clunky, and then yet another disappointing features from the DC animation universe. And at this point, I feel like they need to just stop, stop making these movies. Like, nobody watching it, nobody buying the Blu-ray, nobody buying the DVD. Give us something like new and different, like Superman Red Son, like that's coming out and it looks promising. Give us something like Batman Gotham by Gaslight. At number 6, we have a horror movie that is in, I guess, in the same universe as the Annabelle and the Conjuring universe. I don't know. I don't care at this point. But The Curse of La Llorona, a horror movie that I watched early in 2019 and kind of forgot about it. You can't really blame me, to be honest, because the movie is pretty forgettable. Yet another generic horror movie. There's so little effort put into it. I can't believe that they got the nerves to take a very famous Mexican folklore and turn it into something, it's like a money grabbing feature. It's very disappointing. It has not been a good year for horror, I don't think. This movie should have been at least fun, like at least fun to watch. Like, I don't even expect them to be like Get Out or like Hereditary. You don't have to be that level. Just at least entertain me. At number 5, oh my god, this one is heartbreaking because it is, yes, another Disney live-action remake and yet another movie about an animal. I'm talking about The Lion King. God, my god. Like, listen, guys, like, if you've been following my channel, Lion King, one of my favorite movies of all time. One of the best movies of all time. That's a fact. That's scientifically, proven. We can talk all day about, how the animals look too realistic. They're not emoting enough. You can't connect to the characters. And that's true. I'm not saying that's not true, but at the same time, we got to talk a little bit about the performances, and especially from the two leads. They are so bland, okay? They are so bland, so boring, and they sounds like they don't even want to be there. Dialogues, the singing, and it doesn't work. It does not work. Like, you take the nostalgia out of this movie, it is nothing. Now, is one of the best looking movie, in 2019? Yes. The movie looks fantastic. The visual effects artists, they did one hell of a job. Would I be mad if they get nominated for an Oscar or even win the Oscar for best visual effects? No, I'm not going to be mad because they deserve it. Those artists, those people who work tirelessly on a computer just trying to perfect the little fur, the mountain landscape and whatnot. Jon Favreau, I love this guy to death, and this movie doesn't make me hate Jon Favreau. No, like, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I'm talking about? And like missteps like this, it happens. It happens to the best of us. I'm just really disappointed that it happens to one of my favorite movie, of all time, and the movie that kind of defined my childhood. At number 4, we have Terminator Dark Fate. Listen, man, like, at this point, just stop. Just stop making these Terminator movies. They're ass. Not only are they not original, but the fact that they keep telling the fans that, we're gonna go back to our roots. We're gonna, remind you of the good old days. This movie's gonna remind you of Terminator 1, Terminator 2. I was in the theater all by myself, right? And I was watching the movie about an hour, 2 hours in. I'm like, where is the scene? Where is the scene, the sequences, and the performances that was supposed to, remind me of the good old days, right? You can't just expect me to get all nostalgic about, characters saying certain lines or, the music, dun 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 dun, every time it plays. You gotta have some meat in your movie. You gotta have a good movie to back it up. Nostalgia can only get you so far. You gotta have You gotta try to make a good movie, tell a good story. Terminator. Just stop, man. Like, stop making these movies. At number 3, we got X-Men Dark Phoenix. I have a soft spot for, the X-Men universe. I'm a huge X-Men fan growing up. Like, the animated series. It's one of my favorite things, to watch when I was a kid, right? And to see them, ending the saga, ending the series on such a low point is kind of heartbreaking, Like, should have ended with Logan. I cannot believe that this movie is even worse than Last Stand. And Last Stand is not even that good, okay? I was watching this movie in theater and I was bored out of my mind. By the time we got to the last action set piece, I was so checked out, like, I just don't care about any of these characters. I don't care about what's going on. Like, they trying to end game this shit. Like, it doesn't work. You gotta put in work before you can, end game something. And the work was not done, like, properly. As someone who's, a huge fan of these characters and some of the actors in here, it's really sad to see them, going out like this. At number 2, we have a movie that I just saw a couple days ago in Rambo Last Blood. And I hope this is the last movie as well, because my God, it was so bad. I feel like a lot of people is going to get mad at me for saying this, but I'm going to say it. I think Sylvester Stallone he's just not a good actor anymore. I know he's got an Oscar nod for his performance in Creed. Rambo is just not. It's not Rocky. Like, Rambo is an action movie that belongs in the 80s and the 90s. They kept dragging the series out like this. It's just not good. Like, the movies are low quality. The action sequences are just really boring, in my opinion. Like, it's very gory, and to some people that might be enough. But for me, like, am I supposed to be impressed? Like, watching that, like, am I supposed to be impressed? The fact that the movie lied to me, like, the fact that the trailer made it look like a really action-packed, Home Alone, rated R Home Alone type movie is just a straight-up lie. The movie is boring. The first 2 acts are so long, okay? And by the time you got to that, Home Alone type, rated R Home Alone sequence, I'm already checked out. Like, most of the audience is going to be checked out by then. Like, there's nothing that they did until that point to get you invested in the story, to the characters, to what's going on screen. And, by that time, it's like, I just don't care no more. Like, I can watch it for some entertainment. I can rewatch it on YouTube, just to pass times. But as a movie, like, this is just, it's terrible. It's terrible. And here we are, guys. We made it to number 1, my least favorite movie of 2019. And again, like, there's a lot of movies that I have not seen. Like, I named The Fanatic, Cat. But, as far as movies that I've seen in 2019, this right here is the one that I was like, nope. I like this movie is, wow. Like, I was constantly saying, wow. Like, I cannot believe my eyes. Like, in the worst way possible, right? And that movie, ladies and gents, is Hellboy. Hellboy 2019 is everything that is wrong with the film industry. Like, everything that you can, everything wrong that you can think of about the film industry is presented in the movie perfectly. You can talk about corporate, business people, screwing over artists who really want to make something that they love. Instead of giving Guillermo del Toro his 3rd Hellboy movie, they're like, nope, those movies, they didn't make enough money, so we're gonna go ahead and do something else. We're gonna remake it, reboot, okay? Like, at first, I was like, I don't think this is a good idea, but I'm gonna fucking roll with it, Maybe something good is gonna happen. When they cast David Harbour in the role, and, some of those images started to come out, and I was like, okay, like, this could be something. And then I watched the trailer, and I was like, okay, they're pretty terrible trailers, but, let's see what happens. And then I watched the movie, and I was like, gosh. Like, you're rebooting the franchise, for this? Like, you're fucking over Guillermo del Toro for this? Like, us fans, we didn't get Hellboy 3 for this? Are you fucking kidding me? Like, Hellboy, you watch this movie, and, other than David Harbour, everyone else was, acting-wise, it was, like horrendous. Oh man, like this movie is bad. Like there's a sequence where, you know, Hellboy was fighting a couple of giants. My God, it looks like a PS1 video games cutscene. Oh my God, it looks bad, bro. Like this movie, it looks bad, it sounds bad, and it's not good to watch. Like watching this movie, it's a chore. Like it's work. It felt like work to me, like watching it. All right, so there we go. That was my my top 10 worst movie of 2019. And listen, if you're one of those people, like, you know, if you like any of these movies, don't take this video as an insult or an attack. You know, like, good for you, you know, like, if you like what you like, you know, whatever, float your boat, like, you know, different stroke for different folks. I get it, but all I'm saying that you respect my opinions. Like, these 10 movies, they mess me up, in a bad way. Hey guys, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button and subscribe if you want to see more, top 10 lists, like, even though I make them twice a year. But let me know in the comments section, what is your list? Like, what is your least favorite movie of 2019? And I very much look forward to making a top 10 best movie of 2019. I have a list right there. And yeah, stay tuned. With that being said, I'll see you soon.